Remember the days when you'd rush home from school or work, eager to log into your favorite MMORPG and embark on epic quests with friends from across the globe? Those were the golden days of gaming, at least for me. But as we look around now, it seems like the MMORPGs from our past are fading into the background, overshadowed by new gaming phenomena. So, what happened to these virtual worlds that once felt like a second home to many of us? Let's start by winding the clock back to the late 90s and early 2000s, a period many consider the golden era of MMORPGs. This was a time when the internet was just spreading its wings and the idea of connecting with people in a virtual world was nothing short of magical. The launch of groundbreaking titles such as Ultima Online, EverQuest, Star Wars Galaxies, or Dark Age of Camelot marked the beginning of what would become a monumental shift in gaming culture. These weren't just games, they were digital societies where friendships and rivalries were born, where every player had a story to tell. Then came the tide in World of Warcraft in 2004. WoW didn't just raise the bar, it catapulted it into a whole new dimension. With its rich lore, vast world, and a more accessible experience compared to its predecessors, WoW became a cultural phenomenon. It brought MMORPGs into the mainstream, pulling in millions of players who had never before ventured into this genre. And let's not forget about Final Fantasy XI, which added a rich narrative flair to the mix, further cementing the genre's popularity. But it wasn't just about the games themselves. The early MMORPGs set a standard for what online gaming communities could be. They were places where players could be whoever they wanted to be, where you could spend hours just socializing, trading, or exploring. These games taught us the value of teamwork, the thrill of adventure, and the joy of immersing ourselves into worlds that were continuously evolving. They weren't just games, they were a part of us. As we navigate away from the golden era of MMORPGs and sail into the present, the gaming landscape shows a stark contrast to what it once was. Today, we're witnessing an evolution, or some might argue, a revolution in online gaming. Let's talk about the giants in the room, MOBAs and live service games. Games like League of Legends and Fortnite aren't just games, they are cultural phenomena, much like World of Warcraft was in its heyday. But why are these genres eclipsing traditional MMORPGs? Is it the gameplay, the community, or something more? For one, the time investment required for MOBAs and live service games is significantly less than traditional MMORPGs. You can jump into a game of Dota 2 or Overwatch, experience intense competitive gameplay, and be done within an hour. Compare this to MMORPGs, where meaningful progression often requires hours of grinding. In our fast-paced world, quick gaming sessions are increasingly appealing. Then there's the matter of accessibility. Many of these new-gen games are free to play, lowering the barrier for entry. No subscriptions, no hefty one-time purchases. This model, complemented by microtransactions, has not only attracted a massive player base, but has also proven immensely profitable for developers. The shift isn't just in how we play though, but also in how we interact. Traditional MMORPGs cultivated a sense of community and camaraderie over time. Today's games, however, often center around shorter, more intense interactions. The sense of community still exists, but it's different. It's often more fleeting and competitive, less about building lasting bonds and more about immediate adrenaline-fueled teamwork. But perhaps one of the most significant changes is in the narrative structure. Traditional MMORPGs were known for the rich lore and sprawling narratives. They were as much about storytelling as they were about gaming. In contrast, many modern games focus less on storytelling and more on action and mechanics. The story, if present, often takes a backseat to gameplay. This transition raises several questions. Are we witnessing the natural evolution of gaming preferences? Or is it a shift driven by broader cultural and technological changes? And more importantly, what does this mean for the future of traditional MMORPGs? As we delve deeper into this new era of gaming, one thing is clear. The world of online gaming is changing, and MMORPGs must adapt or risk fading further into the background. Now, let's dive into the economics shaping the MMORPG landscape. The shift from traditional subscription-based models to freemium and microtransaction models has fundamentally altered how these games are developed, marketed, and experienced. In the early days of MMORPGs, the subscription model was king. Think of World of Warcraft and its monthly fee. A fee that millions of players were willing to pay for the unparalleled experience it offered. This model provided a steady revenue stream for developers, enabling them to continuously expand and improve their games. However, the rise of the freemium model has turned this approach on its head. Games like Guild Wars 2 and Star Wars The Old Republic initially launched with subscription models, but later shifted to one-time purchases or microtransactions for revenue. This transition wasn't just a business decision, it was a survival tactic in an increasingly competitive market. Microtransactions offer a low barrier to entry, attracting a broader audience. They allow players to tailor their spending to their engagement level, whether it's buying a new skin, a unique mount, or a time-saving boost. For developers, this model can lead to higher revenues, but it comes with its own challenges. Balancing profitability with player satisfaction is a tightrope walk. push too hard on microtransactions and you risk alienating your player base. But it's not just about the revenue model, it's about how these economic changes impact the game design itself. As developers shift their focus to microtransactions, there's a danger that game design could become overly influenced by monetization strategies, potentially at the expense of storytelling, world building, and the rich immersive experiences that defined early MMORPGs. This economic evolution raises a crucial question. How can MMORPGs stay true to their roots while adapting to a market that increasingly favors quick and monetizable interactions? The answer to this question may well determine the future of the genre in the years to come. Understanding the changing landscape of MMORPGs isn't complete without delving into the psychology of the players themselves. After all, at the heart of every game is the player. The expectations and behaviors are key to understanding the shifts we're witnessing in the genre. In the early days of MMORPGs, players were drawn to the sense of adventure, the thrill of exploring vast, unknown worlds, and the opportunity to forge lasting relationships with fellow adventurers. The appeal was in the journey, not just the destination. Spending hours leveling up, crafting, and participating in guild activities was part of the charm. Games like EverQuest exemplified this, fostering deep community bonds through challenging gameplay that necessitated cooperation. Fast forward to today and we see a shift in player preferences. The modern gamer often seeks immediate gratification, quick matches, fast rewards, and tangible progress in every session. This isn't to say that the desire for deep immersive experiences has vanished. Rather, it's about how the value of time and reward has been recalibrated in the minds of players. This change in psychology is also reflected in game design. Where once MMORPGs focused on long-term progression and deep storytelling, many now incorporate elements that cater to short attention spans and a desire for instant rewards. Daily quests, quick dungeons, and event-driven gameplay have become commonplace, offering bite-sized experiences that provide immediate satisfaction. Even World of Warcraft has seen a massive transformation towards more casual, easily accessible, and even solo player-friendly content. The introduction of the looking for group system is a prime example, making it easier for players to jump into action, but altering the game's social fabric. Another psychological factor at play is that social aspect of gaming. While MMORPGs were once the go-to for online social interactions, today's players often find these connections in other places. From social media platforms to streaming servers, to just name a few. Games like Fortnite and Among Us have become new hubs for social interactions, offering quick, accessible, and engaging experiences. The role of MMORPGs as social hubs has diminished, and with it, one of the genre's most compelling draws. The challenge then is how MMORPGs can adapt to these changing psychological needs. How can they retain their essence, the rich immersive worlds and deep social connections, while catering to a player base that values quick, rewarding experiences? This balancing act is crucial for the survival and evolution of MMORPGs in a gaming world that is constantly in flux. Now, technology is obviously a driving force in the evolution of MMORPGs. As we've seen advancements in graphics, networking, and game engines, the way these games are built and experienced has transformed dramatically. In the early stages of MMORPGs, the technology was limited. Games like EverQuest and Ultima Online had basic graphics and simple mechanics, yet they captivated players with their vast worlds and sense of community. Despite their graphical limitations, they managed to create immersive experiences through their strong community aspects. Fast forward to today, and the technological leaps are astounding. Games now offer stunning visuals, complex mechanics, and expansive worlds that are more lifelike than ever. Today's MMORPGs showcase stunning visuals and detailed environments, elevating the immersive experience to new heights. These advancements in graphics go beyond just aesthetics. They have transformed how MMORPGs are played and experienced. Enhanced realism allows for deeper immersion and more engaging storytelling, with game worlds that can visually narrate history and lore. Such dynamic environments, complete with weather effects and changing landscapes, make gameplay more interactive and responsive. Networking advancements have also played a crucial role. With better connectivity, games can support more players, offer smoother online experiences, and create more dynamic worlds. A game like Guild Wars 2 demonstrates this with its smooth online gameplay and dynamic world events showcasing the impact of improved connectivity. But there is a flip side. As expectations for seamless online play rise, the pressure on developers to deliver stable and scalable multiplayer experiences also increases. Game engines have evolved too, becoming more powerful and versatile. This allows for more complex game mechanics and AI behaviors, leading to richer gameplay. However, this also means that developing MMORPGs has become more resource intensive, often requiring larger teams and bigger budgets. Black Desert Online is a prime example, leveraging its advanced engine for intricate character customization and real-time combat mechanics, highlighting both the potential and complexity of modern MMORPG development. We've seen cases where games have harnessed these technological advancements successfully, creating experiences that were unimaginable a decade ago. But we've also witnessed instances where games struggled to adapt, either due to technical limitations or because the focus on technology overshadowed the core elements that make MMORPGs engaging. As we look to the future, the question becomes, how will MMORPGs continue to evolve with technology? And how can developers balance the allure of cutting-edge tech with the genre's foundational elements of storytelling, community, and exploration? As we broaden our view, the global perspective on MMORPGs reveals fascinating variations. Different regions of the world have embraced and interacted with these games in distinct ways. This has been influenced by cultural, social, and technological factors. In Asian markets, particularly in countries like South Korea and China, MMORPGs continue to thrive. Here, games such as Lineage and MapleStory have become cultural staples. Internet cafes, known as PC banks in South Korea, have played a significant role, becoming hubs for communal gaming experiences. In these spaces, MMORPGs are not just games, but social activities. This is where groups of friends or even strangers come together to embark on virtual adventures. Contrast this with Western markets, where the trend has shifted towards more individualistic and short-term gameplay experiences. This shift can be seen in the rising popularity of genres like battle royales and MOBAs. The emphasis here is often on the quick matches and solo play, reflecting our cultural preference for independence and fast-paced entertainment. However, this doesn't mean that MMORPGs have lost their allure entirely in the West. Titles like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV still maintain a strong player base, but they do face increasing competition from other genres. Another critical aspect is the rise of mobile gaming, particularly in Asian markets. Mobile MMORPGs have gained immense popularity thanks to the widespread use of smartphones and high-speed internet. These games are often designed with the mobile user in mind. This means offering shorter play sessions and simplified controls, making them more accessible to a broader audience. Furthermore, the approach to monetization in MMORPGs varies globally. In Western markets, there's growing reluctance towards aggressive microtransaction models. In Asian markets, on the other hand, these models are often more readily accepted and even expected. The global perspective on MMORPGs underscores a key point. The genre's future is not just about adapting to new trends in gaming, but also about understanding and respecting cultural nuances in different regions. As the world becomes more interconnected, the challenge for MMORPG developers is to create experiences that resonate globally while catering to regional preferences and playstyles. As we look ahead, pondering the future of MMORPGs, several possibilities emerge. This genre, steeped in rich history and culture, stands at a crossroads, with potential paths leading to innovation and revival. One key area where MMORPGs could innovate is in embracing emerging technologies. Virtual reality and augmented reality offer intriguing prospects for immersed gaming experiences. Imagine an MMORPG where you can literally step into the world, interacting with environments and other players in a fully immersive way. This could revolutionize the genre by bringing back the sense of wonder and exploration that captivated players in the early days. Artificial intelligence is another frontier. Advanced AI could create dynamic worlds that respond to player actions, with NPCs that learn and adapt, making the game world feel more alive and unpredictable. This would add a layer of depth and realism to MMORPGs that hasn't been possible before. The integration of blockchain technology and non-fungible tokens, in short NFTs, could also play a role in the future of MMORPGs, potentially revolutionizing in-game economies. Players could truly own in-game assets, trade them with others, or even transfer them between different games. However, this approach has its challenges and controversies, particularly around the sustained hostile reaction to blockchain technologies from many gamers. Some people also object to blockchain on the basis of environmental concerns. Another future pathway is the further diversification of MMORPGs to appeal to a broader audience. This could mean designing games that cater to different playstyles and preferences, from those who enjoy casual solo play to those who thrive in competitive team-based environments. The key will be to maintain the genre's core essence while evolving to meet diverse player needs. Social and collaborative features could also see further evolution. As we've seen in recent years, gaming is becoming a more social and spectator sport. MMORPGs could tap into this trend by integrating more features that support community building, live streaming, and in-game events that bring players together in new and exciting ways. The future of MMORPGs is not written in stone, it's an open world of possibilities. As developers and players alike navigate these potential paths, the decisions made today will shape the MMORPG landscapes of tomorrow. The genre may need to adapt and evolve, but its core appeal has the potential to endure and captivate new generations of gamers. At least for me, the exploration of vast shared worlds still holds immense appeal. But what's your take on the discussion? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.